Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kyla and today we are doing a Q&A. So I posted a video on my Instagram and on my TikTok asking you guys to ask me any questions that you have about me, my writing, the future of my writing, absolutely anything, and we're about to go through them. So I'm gonna get out the trusty iPad. It's around the wrong way. Great start. I'm literally not even connected to the internet here. No, because I'm actually not connected. I'll be back. Took me a hot minute to find the login password, but we got it. So, to Instagram, we're gonna start there. How do you look at past? I really need to buy a new microphone because mine is so trash. I need to buy one of those squared ones. Oh my god, I found it. So we're actually kind of starting off with a little bit of a juicy question about the future of my writing. So, are you planning to write just fantasy books? Are you planning to write just fantasy books, or are you wanting to dip into other genres? I personally want to try every single genre. I have a low fantasy set next for after these two books, and then I have another low fantasy, and then I have it's not a sports romance as such, but it is a romance book, and I'm kind of excited for that one. That one's going to be really cool to write, and they're the only ones that I have planned at the moment, but I want to try a psychological thriller. I don't know if I would go into anything else. I would never write a horror because I would literally never sleep again, but fantasy, romance, thriller, I definitely want to try all of them. Now, the next question is, when did you come up with the idea of Curse of the Seven? I have no idea. Sometime last year, probably. I think it just kind of popped into my head. I'm really not honestly sure. It would have just popped into my head and I would have gone, yep, that's it, I'm doing that one. Because that's what happens with every single book idea I ever get. Now, what has been your favorite part of your writing journey? I honestly think that believing in myself, learning how to believe in what I do, because writing has always been something that I hold so very dear to my heart. So being able to share my writing with other people is crazy, but knowing that I believe in myself enough to do that has been such an amazing feeling. So I definitely think that's been my favorite part, is learning so many things about myself, including the fact that I do believe in myself when I never thought that I did. Tips and tricks for editing your first draft. I got quite a few of these, but I'm going to kind of wrap every single question like that into one, is just read through it. You'll know. You will so know. You'll read something and be like, that sounds really weird. Or you'll be like, I feel like I'm not getting enough from this character, or anything like that. So literally just read through it, take notes, and then go back and implement all of those notes. What's a small detail in your book that you're secretly proud of? Okay, so only one person has ever pointed this out, is that Slater is on the lower scale, but still is on this scale. He is autistic. There are a lot of sensory issues that he has, and he finds it a little bit difficult to understand people. But yeah, only one person has figured that out. And it's just a little detail that I think is so important, because I am somebody who has I have sensory issues galore, and I don't even want to talk about it because I'm going to start going like this, because when I think about okay, this is my worst, is wet food. It makes me want to get a grater and just grate off the top layer of my skin. Anyway, that's all the ones from the story that I posted. Now onto the comments. So, are you going to do a special edition for the Omnia duology? I would absolutely love to do special editions, but special editions are normally hardcovers, and being self-published, hardcovers do not get put on the Amazon market in Australia. So I would need some sort of book company. There's like Bookish and Spice. I think there's another one that does it, but normally they reach out to you. I would die for special editions, but I'm just not too sure if that is in the cards right now. Are there any chapters of Curse of the Seven that I got stuck on while writing my first draft, and which one took me the longest to write? So it's like 2 questions. I don't think that there were chapters that I necessarily got stuck on. I've never really been somebody who got writer's block, and my way to get out of being stuck is I'll be writing and then I'll write like a sentence and I'm like, and I'll just delete it and then restart, and then I usually push through. And the one that took me the longest to write, I honestly don't know. I really can't think that far back, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. Probably like the first few chapters took me the longest. I think it's really difficult to start, but once you've started, then you like find your rhythm. Now to TikTok. Some of the TikTok's talking to me.
It's time.
Oh, hello.
Hello, beautiful.
I can hear myself talking. Now, what was the hardest part about the entire process from when you started to write all the way up to publishing and getting sales? Amazon KDP. I will say it and I will scream it from the rooftops. Amazon KDP, Kindle Create are so confusing and outdated. I changed my answer, it's formatting. I will indeed be investing the $300 it takes to pay for Vellum, and I will be doing that. I'm not going through that ever again. I like this one. Who was your favorite character to write from Curse of the Seven? Nayasaki Gekido. Nayasaki is literally your favorite funny but like traumatized side character. Nayasaki is Kenji Kishimoto in another life. What are your future writing plans? 5-year goals for author and personal life. For personal life, I think in 5 years, if I do not own my own property, I'm gonna cry, but it's not the end of the world, but I would really like that. Future writing plans, me as an author in general, I have a few books planned out. This one after the Redemption of Omnia duology, I really want to get traditionally published. I think that it's very important to see both avenues and which one I align with more. I want to see the difference and what it's like so I can make it like an educated decision on how I want to move forward. And once I do make that decision, that will then change the course of my life, because self-publishing and traditional publishing are vastly different. And I would honestly, I'm just going to put it out there, I want to be Lauren Roberts' level of fame. Not because I want to be famous, but because I want to make a difference with my writing. I want to make a difference, period. I've always felt this way. I want to make a difference. I want to help people heal and to learn things about themselves, and I genuinely think that I could do that. That is 100% a 5-year goal for me. It's fucking crazy, and I know that, but I'm putting it out into the fucking world. I'm saying it out loud. That is what I want. I want to make a difference so badly. Like, you know how your soul just yearns? Like, some people are like, I will be a veterinarian. I will be a doctor. Like, I want to do this so badly that I will do anything it takes to get there. that is how I feel about wanting to help people and talk about it. Because if I become famous for writing, I'm not just talking about my books. I will be talking about mental health. I will be talking about trauma and the struggles that life throws at you. One, in my books. Two, at events and on social media. I want to reach as many people as I can, and I want to help people who have gone through similar things as me. Why am I crying? What is happening? I just felt getting choked up. Moving on. Do you have any book ideas? And will it be in the same series as Curse of the Seven? So again, I have 3 books planned that are all standalones for the moment. The next one, the very next one, is 100% a standalone. And if I ever go back to the Omnia world, it will be as a novella from a specific character's point of view from before the first book is set. That has always been in my mind, but if you look very closely, you will notice that there is 1 or 2 things said in Curse of the Seven that do keep that option open for me if I wanted to continue the series. What was the hardest and easiest part of writing my debut novel? So I think the hardest part was just starting, getting it down and just starting and not going back and editing everything. The easiest part was writing the end. I had the last scene written out when I was maybe 5 chapters in. How did you grow your social media? I have always been pretty good at social media. When I was 17, I opened up a crystal business and I got to 10,000 followers in the span of, I think, roughly 2 weeks. Why is somebody, what the hell are they doing? Is that a saw? And it just went from there. It didn't completely go nuts. I gained maybe another 15,000 followers and kind of just sat there, which I was totally fine with. But I've always been pretty decent at social media. I'm not entirely sure why. People just tend to be like, she's cool, I like her, follow. But posting consistently every day, it sounds so annoying. But make sure there is good lighting, that you are in the frame properly, not just the top half of your head, down the bottom of the screen. Watch big creators and see how they do it and replicate that style. For the book community, it's always nice lighting, books in the background, typically a bookcase. They go between speaking videos, non-speaking videos. The text is always quite centered, whether it is a little bit higher, whether it is a little bit lower, it's usually centered. And it is always that same font that everybody uses on TikTok, doing trends and posting 3 times a day at about 8 a.m. and then at about 5:30, maybe sometimes 6 o'clock if I forget, and then 9 o'clock. I find that my 9 o'clock ones do the best. My door is slowly closing. Thank you. But that is all of the questions that we have. So this is actually going to be a really short video. So I might as well give you an update. I have almost completed book 2, which is really exciting. And on the floor, over there, I may or may not have the necklaces of all of the crystals in Omnia. I think I'm going to keep the necklaces for the convention that I'm going to in October, which is the Spooktacular Fiction Fest in the Gold Coast. But I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you have any other questions for me, you can always ask. I might do another Q&A video sometime in the future, but that's literally it. I almost forgot about this video, and it was 2 o'clock, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna write. And I was sitting here doom scrolling on my phone, and I was like, oh my god, I've got to film that YouTube video. So I did that, and now I'm gonna go write. So thank you, bye.